So I figured out how to completely turn off MMR in Dead by Daylight. That's right, matchmaking with anyone, regardless of what their skill level is. It makes my matches way more chaotic, unpredictable, refreshing, and honestly just way more fun overall. But before you run off and try it yourself, let me tell you about a few of the caveats to this. First off, this method does not work for killers or for full 4-man swifts. I'm sorry, we just can't fully break the game yet, but it does work for solo queue, duos, and trios. Now, to do this, you need to play DBD on 2 platforms with separate DBD accounts. For example, I play on Steam and I've got an Xbox account that I use with my Smurf profile. Now, it could be a PS5, a PS4, Epic Games, Switch, it doesn't matter as long as they're just 2 separate platforms. So here's how you actually deactivate MMR. Use a Smurf account, ideally a brand new account or at least account you've never played DBD on before. New accounts start at 650 MMR. The max MMR is 2,100. So with a brand new account, when you search with your primary account and a Swift together, the MMR will completely open between 650 MMR and whatever your current highest MMR player in the lobby is. And I want to be clear, this method does not prioritize lower MMR matches. It just effectively removes the MMR system from the game, which makes it to where anything can happen. So this is how you do it once you have both of your accounts set up. You host a lobby with your Smurf account, that's really important. Then you invite your main account or maybe your friends as well to the lobby. Then you search for a match. Once you get into the pregame lobby, you simply back your Smurf account back out to the main lobby screen and let a random take the spot in the pregame lobby. Now, alternatively, you could start the match with your Smurf and then immediately DC and give yourself a bot, but I wouldn't really recommend this because eventually your Smurf account will start to build up a heavy DC penalty. So once it's set up, it's very easy to continue to do. And my experience so far with this has been fantastic. I'm getting a crazy variety in my matches now. I have no idea what I'm going to be playing against. It's an amazing feeling. It's like classic DBD where builds were actually interesting. Before I did this, 90% of my matches were just S tier killers using the same exact meta perks and playing in a tournament playstyle, which I just truly do not find interesting at all. It's the complete opposite of the thing that attracted me to DBD in the first place. And it is no secret that, at least in my opinion, DBD is in the worst state it's ever been in. It's the same maps, the same perks, the same playstyles. Meta has really destroyed the game at the highest level, which quite frankly is what skill-based matchmaking does in most games it exists in. So now I'm curious, where do we go from here, assuming a lot of DBD players choose now to opt out of MMR with this technique? It doesn't work for killer players, but if too many survivor players are disrupting the matchmaking, then how will the ripple of that affect killer matches in the long run? It's going to be very interesting to find out, which leads to the last point of this video. How will behavior respond knowing that there's such a simple method to completely bypass their absolutely pathetic MMR system? They could make it to where the matchmaking always prioritizes the player with the highest MMR, but that would make it even more difficult, if not nearly impossible, to play with your friends if you were a high MMR player, because your group would just get steamrolled every match and nobody is interested in that experience. Nobody is. Nobody wants to fucking play with you if you're gonna just make them play against an S tier full meta blight or ghoul every match. Nobody. They're gonna say, Johnny, get a fucking job. Another option is behavior could make it a bannable offense to use this method, but I think it's pretty much impossible to enforce that, except maybe for content creators like myself, which at that point would just be spiteful. Another possibility is that they can make it to where when the host of a Swift backs out of a pregame lobby, it takes everyone out with them. But even in this case, you could still use the DC method that I talked about before and continue to do it with a bot on your team. And even when it comes to DC penalties, I have 15 accounts on my Xbox that all have access to DBD because of home sharing. So I could just cycle accounts forever with very little effort if I had to. So there's really no good solution to fixing this workaround here for behavior. You know, it kind of begs the question, should they finally just consider abandoning the pathetic MMR system altogether? Probably. But anyway, there you have it. If this method spreads wide enough and enough people use it to play without MMR, it could potentially break the matchmaking down to the point where the MMR just quite literally stops functioning completely, so even killer players are allowed to have fun again at some point as well. I know that's a terrifying thought, isn't it? Lastly, I just want to say it's probably only a matter of time before behavior removes me from the equation. So if I randomly disappear forever, it probably means that I'm chained up in a basement next to Chandler Riggs, somewhere under behavior's headquarters on like a grainy 240p 24/7 dark web live stream. You get the idea, but like that's where I'll be. At least me and Chandler will have a good time. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching and have a good one.